This extremely cruel cold-blooded criminal named Anton. A few hours ago, Anton is still being escorted to the station by the police. But, while the policeman was on the phone for the mistress, the guy directly used the number 8 handcuffs to strangle him. Struggling in vain for a while, then the unfortunate policeman had to die immediately. The killing didn't stop there. He quickly stole the police car and pulled an innocent citizen to the side of the road. Whatever. Anton talked to the Kier man very gently, delicate and polite. That's why he let go of all vigilance. Please don't move, please show this. Just like that, an innocent citizen had to lie down. Later, Anton went to the grocery store to buy some personal tools. He wondered what time the boss was here. Close the shop. The boss is funny for that. I never liked closing the door. So what time do you go to bed? Well, when you're sleepy, you know why. Come here. Anton realizes that this brother is not disciplined at all. So he tossed one coin and made the boss choose. For him if he chooses. If not, he will have to go down to the golden stream from here. Even though I don't know what the hell is going on, but look at Anton's face, so tense. So he had to do Theo. Luckily the boss chose the right one. That's why I was able to save my own life. On the other side, we have printed Olympic is a retired soldier. Also a Texas electrician. Toiling all year round, is still poor. In a day of hunting without finding anything. Bored carrying a gun leaving. Then suddenly he discovered a bloodstain. At the same time, a hunting dog appeared in the distance. Mods don't mind, which continued to move across the vast desert. However, the thing in front of him made him quite curious. Turns out there was a terrible gunfight here. Series of notorious gangsters are all bloody, scattered on the ground. There's even a dead dog. Later, Mott has discovered a man is still alive. But he was seriously injured. High vigilance. Mott has confiscated the weapon on the vehicle, and that man kept asking for water. But unfortunately one did not bring water, according to, and he discovered a pile of white goods in the back of the car. Maybe there was a failed transaction here. My 2 is here, so where is the transaction money? Intuition tells me that. Maybe there's still another guy holding money. Sure enough, he tilted his binoculars out in front of him, discovered a man leaning against a tree. But because it feels like something dangerous. So I sat still in place, wait a few hours, see if the Kier man has any movement. I see nothing has changed. Mob went to check and found out. Kier man has logged out of the earth. Next thing is AVA containing a huge amount of money. That place also falls in the range of nearly 2 million. That's how you get that money. Even when coming back, do you still hide it? Tell the wife. But then night falls. He can't sleep. Let yourself be less tormented in your heart. He decided to bring water to the man. In the afternoon, the mod parked the car on the hill and slowly went down to the scene. Now the window is broken. And the Kier man also died. Looks like an AI came here and shot him dead. Suddenly, glancing up the hill, I discovered that someone appeared. Seeing this, he quickly sought refuge. But then very soon, they discovered you. Even they are dangerously firing bullets. No more chose. Hastily put his feet on his neck and ran away. They chase after you. Unfortunately got an iron candy stuck in the shoulder. But he still managed to escape into the river. But they don't chase after you anymore. But directly release the golden bow to hunt Maw. He is tired. Try to swim across the fast-flowing river. After disembarking, he quickly loaded the hot cargo. Until the golden bow lunged forward. His wings were broken on the spot. Even escaped, but he was seriously injured in the shoulder. What kind of doubt? They won't let me go either. So he hurried back home to bandage the wound. Simultaneously, he also helps his wife get ready to leave the city. At the same time, the killer Anton arrived at the scene. Accompanying him were 2 other assassins, Organize a mercenary. Anton discovered the mod's car at the scene. He took off the car's coat so he could look up Ra-Mod. 2 assassins give Anton a tracking device. Turns out in the VA that money was attached GPS. Then the 2 of you come here and the mission is over. Let me take care of the rest. The next morning two policemen arrived at the scene. But unfortunately I only see corpses lying on the ground. With how much experience in the profession, the sheriff sniffed Ra right away. There was a discordant transaction here. However, they still don't have any information about the name Antoni. At the same time, the killer Anton, according to the documents, the car went to the dealer. Too bad when the house is empty without an AI. Anton sat down in frustration, thinking, like thanks to a letter on the ground, he discovered the nickname of the prey he was chasing. Do not stop there. Anton even inquired from the local manager. Even though my aunt knows it, she can't say it, because she has no right to give information about residents in local. Despite not getting a proper answer. But Anthony did not go down with his aunt, who at this time put his wife on the bus to leave the city. However he, tell the wife to go first and you still have a few things to deal with. At the same time, 2 policemen came to the house to collect. They instantly recognized Anton's name here, because they saw the innate wood door latch. That's because Anton used a cannon. And the police don't even know that weapon of his. Anyway, they also put Anton 1 step ahead. At this time, I have reached the hotel. Rent a private room, then pry open the vent cap in Ra. Quickly hide the $1 million suitcase inside. aware that the situation is healing more or less. So the mod went to buy more self-defense weapons. Even to make sure the trunk. Moreover, he cut the barrel short. To be able to handle opponents more flexibly. I put bullets in the gun, and went to the front desk to rent another room next door. Now, Assassin Anton does not stop wandering around the city. Wished to be able to find a pile of money and ammo. Suddenly the detector glows. He immediately recognized the prey that was nearby. So on through it. Anton managed to get to the hotel. Very soon after that, he sniffed out the room. Strongest signal. So Anton immediately rented a place next to that room. Then began to turn on the homemade heavy weapon raw, prepared to attack. But he didn't know the mod rented another room. Antoni used a gas cylinder to break the door of the room, gently stabbed two candies to kill one guy. Another guy is going to shoot, but unfortunately the skill is still young. That 7-barrel gunshot was recognized. Anton discovered a scared guy hiding in the bathtub. Seeing that, he didn't hesitate to finish on the spot. Turns out these dreamer killers was sent by the boss of the organization to find mods. Now Anton looks around the room, but still can't see the money via. With the intuition of a fearless assassin, he realized something, and used coins to open the ventilation duct cover. But unfortunately, the suitcase was dragged to my room by the mod before. At the same time, knowing that Anton was originally a mad assassin, I feel like I can't trust him. So the boss hired another assassin. Go find VA for money. Little did he know that this action would lead to the coming disaster. Act 2 Glean. Thanks to the thunderous gunfire of Anton, which he quickly moved to another hotel. Recognized the name. Anton sniffs like a hound. To make sure I have given the owner some polymer sheets. And want him to notify me if someone came here to rent a room. After that, I lay awake thinking for a while. Then I realized that WHY, Anton can smell raw. Indeed, in the suitcase, the money was already hidden GPS. Then it's possible that guy is on his way here. So quietly gleaned out the tools raw, and ready to fight in the worst case. Sure enough, there's that AI shadow outside the door. At the same time, the door latch was also broken by the gas tank. Seeing that, the mood directly fell forward with the iron ball, and quickly jumped out the window to escape. He is very difficult to understand. WHY did the owner not notify me? Turns out he was killed by the assassin Anton. Feel like something is wrong. The mood quickly leaves in the night. Unfortunately, he was stabbed in the body with a bullet. Even though he was injured, he still didn't stop moving. I see a car crossing the street, in a hurry. Please give me a ride. Before he even had time to move, the driver was always on the spot, followed by a series of storms and bombs. Obviously the killer Anton isn't the average one either. Due to lack of vision, one lost the steering wheel. There's no other way. He had to hike here. And one day decided to go solo with him. Through the car window, I realized he was coming closer to me. Seeing that, I decided to open Nate Games. Then he kept firing bullets at him. Also because legs run faster than Tay, so Anton dropped the gun on the street. Could the game be turned upside down? But I've looked around and still can't find anything. Look at the fresh blood stains on the ground. I realized that Anton was also seriously injured. After that, he drove to the border. And then temporarily by the shirt of the young people to cover the blood-stained wound on the body. The wound has become more and more serious. But suitcase is the heaviest thing right now. So, Glean directly tossed the suitcase to the other side of the fence. Then he vaguely walked hard across the border. Until the mod opens his eyes raw. I saw some musicians performing. He spent some money. So they can take me to the hospital. Next to that close. Goalkeeper Anton is no exception because I am a wanted criminal. That's why he dared not step foot in the hospital. So, he created an explosion that shocked the people. Then quickly stole some of the potions I needed. Before he bandaged it, he carefully spread the raincoat raw. The fresh blood above is constantly gushing out. Even the pants were stuck with dry blood. Must use scissors to cut flies. Anton even made his own medicine. After it's done, then give me a dose of painkiller. At the same time, after gleaning, he was taken to the hospital. Just woke up. There was another killer, Cushion Wells, on the side. Turns out this guy is the one sent by the boss. Even, this killer knows all about what's going on. Right? Surprisingly, he even knew the location of his wife. Because I don't want my wife to be in trouble, the mod had to tell me where to hide the suitcase. Very soon after that, Wells saw the suitcase across the fence. But unfortunately, he was trapped by Anton. And he made Gel sit with his arms crossed. However, Gel makes a deal with him. The Gel will declare the location of the suitcase. But the Anton must rest in peace. But Anton didn't need him to tell. Because he firmly believes that what is yours will automatically be yours. And now just kill Gali. Then he will monopolize that money. Suddenly the phone rings. That's when Gali was killed on the spot. Turns out the caller is a killer. Anton doesn't talk much either, but straight to the point. He makes a deal with Geek. Anton wants him to bring money to him. Otherwise I will kill your wife today. Obviously, is an irrevocable agreement. Seeing this guy miserable like that makes me angry and hot. But he still didn't give up. But decided to live with Anton till the end. Then Glean called Jo the wife. And want her to run away to a foreign country. Only then can I be safe. Promise after killing Anton. I'm sure he'll be back with his family. At the same time, Anton blatantly broke the door latch, then without any hesitation, Dong Candy Straight Man Tycoon. Apparently he initially hired Anton to get the VA lead, yet dared to send the assassin Wells. That's not following the rules. The man behind saw that. He was afraid of water cannons. So will you kill me? It depends on which side of the coin you choose. At the same time, the family was on their way to the airport, but they don't know. Let another horde of assassins follow. They decided to sit and wait for the Gleam to appear, which is now on the way to that place. Because the wife feels that something is wrong, so she directly called many police chiefs. Until the policeman arrives, then I heard the sound of gunfire. More surprising, the assassins are in a hurry to find a way to escape. Looks like they just committed a robbery. Indeed, when the police got inside, one died on the spot. So he was behind the criminals again. The night comes, the sheriff goes back to the place where one resides. He believes criminals will definitely return to the scene. Of course he guessed right. But back to the scene. Not the people who killed one, but Anthony, the one who hunted down. The purpose of his coming is very clear: to find $2 million United States key. The sheriff enters the room, detected that the ventilation duct was open. Is the money hidden here? The killer's key or Anton took it? Is undetermined. When a wife hears, her heart hurts like 1,000 cuts. She doesn't understand what her husband has done. But death came to take his life. Then she sadly returned home. I found out that Anton was already waiting. Because he told the mob that will kill his wife if he doesn't give VA the money. And now, then that VA was taken by another group of assassins. Clearly a rule follower. So if you can say it, you can do it. The wife thinks there is no need to kill people like that. But sorry I said that. Later, he started tossing a coin and forced the wife to choose, but she firmly refused to choose. Until the Antoni stepbrother also checked to see if the pants are stained with blood. Looks like he mercilessly killed her. Then Antoni left and be careful around. Suddenly a car ran a red light and hit him. When Antoni came out, his face was covered in blood. Even the hand bones are protruding out. He spent a few dollars to buy it back, a child's shirt. Then slowly bandaged the wound. Until the police sirens arrive. Then Anton left the scene. Anton makes the audience feel that he is an almighty. He sniffs the tracks of his prey, chased to the end. Survivability, it seems indestructible. Fortunately, the accident at the end of the movie proves to some extent Anton, and this society has not come to an end. No matter how he follows the principle, there will also be inevitable things. Because there are many people in the world who want to break the rules. The end of the movie is the monologue of the sheriff. He felt extremely helpless. The notions that he once laid down gradually crumbled. He always regrets the past. I'm sorry that there were many good people on social media. People also understand the meaning of their own lives. It's different from a meaningless and irrational lie at present. That's like the sheriff feels. His hometown exists only in the past, while his father was alive. Now that homeland is no longer there, the sheriff is the representative of the law, a law that proves too weak before evil. He always dodges mercilessly. The arrest of Anton always show up when it's over. Upon seeing the mod's corpse, he could only show an expression of helplessness. With a little relief, he and his old friend are the Oman of the movie who always remembers the old days and feel out of place in the current world.